Now it's cooking.
Hey,
Spectacular. Hey, how you doing tonight?
I'm great. How are you?
I could be better. I went back to my shoot job. Well, didn't go back to my shoot job. Summer is over. School is starting, so my shoot job starts back up.
Oh,
Uh,
that's great. Are
wor-
you a teacher?
I work in the school system. Yes.
Yeah.
So it was crazy. And I work with children with special needs, so it's even extra crazier. Fun,
Oh, but
but
that's
crazy.
that's special though.
It
It really
is.
is.
It is, and it's hard and it's tough, and I love it. But yes, that's how my week is going. Or yeah, my week. Yeah, and my daughter turns 10 tomorrow, so shout out to Luca.
Happy birthday, Luca.
There you go. She turns 10 tomorrow. It's her last night in single digits. She told me. She goes, "Dad, I'm catching up to you. I'm in double digits now." I'm like,
That's so cute.
got a long way to go, but so yeah, but we're glad you're here. Glad you're giving us your time. What would you be doing tonight if you were not on the show with us?
I'd just be laying on the couch at this point. So I worked all day
Okay.
and then I went to wrestling training. I just ate dinner and I would be laying on the couch watching spooky movies with my dog and my boyfriend.
You're getting ready? Are you a Halloween fan? The
No, this
season.
isn't an always thing.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, yeah, I'm a Halloween fan, but this is like an always thing.
Okay. What
Yeah.
spooky movie have you watched most recently?
Last night we watched a movie called Fun House, I believe. It was on Hulu. It was actually really good. I mean, it probably wasn't really good. I enjoyed it. What I think is really good isn't always what everyone else thinks is really good, but that's okay.
Like horror, like cheese, like gore, that stuff.
Not as much gore. I like I don't even know how to describe like my favorite kind of movies. Like Halloween, the original Halloween is my most favorite horror
Okay.
movie. Then Trick or Treat
Okay.
is my second, but this one was kind of like I don't know. I like the plot to it. It was a little gory. Gory isn't my favorite. I think less is more. I'm one of those people.
I asked because my oldest daughter is into scary movies, horror, gore, and that is not my cup of tea. Although I did enjoy Saw. I did enjoy Saw, the first two, but after that I was out.
They got a little wild.
That's the thing. Like the first two psychologically were there for me.
Yeah.
The
And it
others,
had like the plot line, I could follow it.
Yeah.
But then they got kind of like off track somewhere.
Tell me if this is true because
Okay.
I believe I saw this somewhere. Did you fall going up the stairs delivering an Amazon package?
Oh yeah. I was talking about that. So during the pandemic, I'm a barber and I'm a wrestler, and both of those were not jobs that were available at the time during the shutdown, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of sucked. And I was actually I didn't know how long it was going to be. I knew it was going to be longer than 2 weeks. So I ended up working for Amazon, and like I used it to like work out. You know, the gym was closed. So every time I got a package, I was running them up and down the stairs. So I was saying that I feel like a lot of people saw me fall up on their ring cams. Like, everyone has ring cams.
Yeah. There's some Ring doorbell footage somewhere floating around.
Yeah, of me like falling, but I kept the package. I didn't drop the package. So
Top notch. That's why they hired you.
top notch.
Yeah, for sure. And then the other question I was going to lead off with is it true that still your number one most viewed video is your stink face montage?
I think it is. It's up near 1 million, I think.
Yeah. You'll beat
Yeah,
it. You'll beat it one of these days.
What is the other one? I think it's me, and I can't remember her name. It's a video of us doing stink faces in a match, and that's one of the most viewed. So whenever I post things on Instagram, and wrestling just doesn't do it. It
Right.
doesn't get the likes. It doesn't get the follows. It doesn't get the views, unfortunately. So.
Well, we were just talking about something sort of on that page. It's like, is that real, or like people want the dirt, basically, the dirt, quote unquote, the
right.
Dirt. That's what people want. That's what they click on.
They want the drama. They want the trash TV. They want the 90s reality show. Like, they want the Jerry Springer.
I literally was just thinking that. I was like, man, if Jerry Springer should have started a wrestling company. He might have.
He
For all
really
I
should
know.
have. He should. I mean, actually, I feel like I remember hearing a lot of wrestlers were doing the Springer Show whenever that was a thing.
I'm pretty sure they probably did.
A lot of them did. It's funny because I know some of them. So.
Okay, so none of those were on my notes. Let me take a quick glance, try to make it smooth. I take all my notes down, and we were supposed to have you on before. Some things came up. We rescheduled.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Hey,
sorry about that.
No, we're all good with that. It's a live show, so it makes it fun for us. But I had everything written down that one day, and I had it in like this flow that I was like so pumped about. I was really excited for it, and then we had to change it up, and
I threw you off your game.
Hey, threw me a curveball. Hey, that's all right. Call it in the ring. And so I wrote them down today. I don't feel as confident about them in the flow, but that's okay because I'm always on a tangent.
Anyways, I talk too much, so you're never going to be able to flow. So good luck.
That's what I like. So I can just ask a question and then just let you go. But okay, let me see where I want to go from here. So you martial artist, kickboxer, wrestling, MMA, and now wrestling. So age 4, martial arts, I think teenager, kickboxing, then MMA type of stuff. What was the transition from that? How do I want to say it? That real physical stuff into wrestling, which is physical and real, but you know what I'm saying? How did your transition go? Was it smooth?
No. Wrestling hurts a lot. I just remember my body, like, even though, and there were like 4 or 5 years in between where I didn't do anything. I was living it up. I was like in my early 20s. I was drinking a lot, so got out of shape for a second. But no, it was a hard transition. I was always covered in bruises. Like, wrestling really hurt, and I struggled with it. I know some people transition really smooth. Other MMA people and people with martial art backgrounds don't transition as smooth, and I was someone that didn't. It took me a while to kind of like figure out what I needed to do. It took some extra training.
And I apologize to the podcast that I can't remember the name of, but your story of how you were like, fuck it, life is too short, I'm going into wrestling, was it's a sad one, but it's a touching one, I think. Would you like to touch on that for a little bit?
Yeah, I can. It was something that I struggled with talking about for a while because, like, mental health stigmas. Yeah. But my father committed suicide when I was 23. It was a big, like, sometimes in life things happen. And I was like literally talking to my mom last time I was out in LA about this, because I'm like, would I be here right now if that didn't happen with my dad? And I don't think I would. I think it was just like really unfortunate event that just changed my life completely. I realized I was partying too hard. I really wasn't doing anything. I wasn't doing anything with passion.
Right.
And I went back to work. It was like it was a Monday night when I went back to work, and Raw was on TV. Other guys watched it every week. I watched it with them, but I wasn't really into it. But I was watching it on TV, and I'm just like, okay. Week after week, like, the wheels start turning. I'm like, I think I'm going to do that. And I started saving up all my tip money. So my dad died in October, and by April, I was packing up my Honda Civic and I was moving down to Louisville, Kentucky from Pittsburgh to start training down at OVW. Like I said, it's just one of those things, like, when people are like, oh, it's horrible. I'm like, I don't know if it really, at this point, I don't know if it is horrible, because it changed my life, and it changed my life for the better. And I think my dad has my back. So.
And I agree. I believe he's got your back. I believe he's proud. It's. I'm going to ask another question. So, like you said, what you're talking about with your mom, would you be where you are now if that did not occur? Does that make it hard for you to enjoy successes in this business?
I don't know. I think maybe there is a difference, because I know a lot of people that start wrestling are like fans as a kid. Mm-hmm. I didn't really grow up watching wrestling. My cousins all did. So I knew of it, but I wasn't like a huge fan. So sometimes I didn't actually know what I was doing was good.
Right.
But another thing was like sometimes I'm like, oh, this is so cool. I want to call my dad.
Right.
And that, but no, I mean, I really appreciate like I never in my wildest dreams would have been over in Japan wrestling or in China or anything like that. Like I wouldn't have done anything I've done. All I did was drink and party. I would have just been someone like from my hometown, you know? No offense to them. But
No,
I didn't want to stay there forever.
you want to get out. No offense
Yeah.
to your hometown.
No offense, they're great.
Which I think I had written down the name of your hometown. I want to say, was it in Illinois?
Imperial.
Imperial.
Yeah.
I'm going to pretend like I know what that is.
You won't. It's like 15 miles outside of Pittsburgh. Yeah.
All right, enough of the hard-hitting questions. On to a hard-headed individual himself, Al Snow. As you said, you went to OVW, led you to OVW and Al Snow. What's the thing that resonates the most with you from the great Al Snow?
Character. Character. I couldn't wrestle at all when I got there, but he's like, you have a character, we can use you. And he always said, if you stick with it long enough, he's like, things happen for people. You just have to stick with it. And it's true. Like I'm here at 9 years in. I've had a lot of really cool things happen. I think like the biggest thing's about to happen like next week, but it's just stick with it. He's like, if you stick around long enough and you keep training and you're consistent, and you know, people will see that and you'll get yours someday.
For those of us just tuning in or maybe listening to this on YouTube or the podcast, we are talking to Ray Lyn. You go by many names. I'm going to call you Ray Lyn tonight.
I know. Oh my God. I have so many names now. I don't even know who I
am. But that's okay. It's all right. You said you did say bigger things are happening very soon. I know that you have Combat Fights Unlimited shit Saturday, the 10th.
I have a really crazy weekend. I'm wrestling in Niles, Ohio on Friday.
Okay.
For NEW, New England Wrestling.
Oh, nice.
And Combat Fight in the morning on Saturday. And I might pop up somewhere Saturday night. We'll see. Next week I go back out to LA and we finish the WoW tapings. And MCW Ladies Night on
September 16th.
September 16th.
Yeah. So you're busy.
Busy. And like I said, I don't know what's going to happen. Pretty excited. Like I said, WoW is debuting on September 17th. You have to check your local listings for it because it is syndicated, so it's different everywhere. But the premiere is on September 17th, and I'm really excited. We've been working so hard, putting so much energy into it. I'm just going to put out this positive vibes.
Speaking of characters, really speaking of characters and different names, Chantilly Chella?
Yes.
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 Okay.
You said it right. No one ever says it right.
Chantilly was the one I could easily get, and then I'm like, Chella. Oh, like Coachella.
That's for
Chantilly.
Yes.
Chella.
You get it.
Like Coachella. Tell me a little about her character, and just her in-ring stuff. How is she? First, give me her character, and then how she differs from, Ray Lyn.
So Chantilly Chella is from Indio, California. She is the queen of Coachella. She's the dancing queen. She likes to have fun. She's high energy, fast paced. She's a lot like me, except for I'm not from California. I haven't got to go to Coachella because it's really, really expensive. And when you're chasing your wrestling dreams, you're not making a ton of money to start. So everything goes back in. You got to get nice gear, nice this, tape on your hair, your nails. So it's a lot. I would say that's about the only difference. I would say I am a very positive person and I am high energy, but a lot of times on the independent scene, I'm not a nice guy.
Do you prefer to be a heel?
I don't. No? I have no preference. I love wrestling so much. Like anytime I'm in the ring, I'm there to entertain, whether I'm good, whether I'm bad, like I'm there.
Nice. Yeah, wow. Women of wrestling September, what'd you tell me, the 17th? I just saw a big
17th.
Yeah, on your Twitter, I just saw you had you took a picture of the big fucking billboard sign. Where was that?
That's in Times Square.
That is in Times Square.
They sent that to us yesterday. Like literally, the commercial's been running in Times Square. That gave me the chills.
Yeah.
It's just so cool. Like I've been with the company for years now, like 5 or 6. I was a part of the reboot because there was WoW in the early 2000s.
Yep.
I was a part of the reboot. I did the pilot, and they keep bringing me back, and I keep loving it. So I really feel like this time we have our best foot forward. I feel like we have a great group of girls, and it's going really well.
Spectacular. Who can you let us know who you will be taking on during that debut?
I can't, but I can. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that I'm on the first episode, but I am.
Oh, well, you just did.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I am.
We'll edit it. We'll edit it in post. That's our code word.
Good.
That's our code word for we won't touch it in post. Yeah. Lady of many names, Ray Lyn, Chantilly Chella.
Ella.
It went much better the first time.
You nailed it the first time.
I did nail it the first time. That I will edit in post. Ray Cray was one of them.
I still go by Ray Cray.
Ray Cray, yeah.
Yeah, that's what my friends all call me.
They sound like all bad party names.
They are. They said that was my vibe for years. It's funny, like I don't really party, but when I do, I still do a good job at it.
There you go. Live it up. Do you still want to be a Ninja Turtle?
Always, 100%. Every day of my life, I'm still training to be a Ninja Turtle.
Well, this is so ironic. I don't know why it just popped in my head. I asked one of my students today, they were doing a Ninja Turtle puzzle. I asked him who his favorite Ninja Turtle was, and he told me, I don't even like the Ninja Turtles. I'm like, well, why are you doing the puzzle? So I'll ask you that question. Who's your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Raphael.
Why?
Yeah. I don't know. He kind of was like, he was the mean one, right? He kind of was like sassy. He's a little bit sassy. And I like that. He had like a little bit more attitude and a little bit more edge than everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's why I liked him. But as a child, like I was a redhead, so I was super sassy. I had a lot of attitude.
Yeah. You could have played April O'Neil. You were a redhead. You could have played her in the movies.
I could have, but I wanted to be a turtle. So.
You wanted to be a turtle. You wanted to be a turtle. You know, I just heard a rumor or a theory.
I don't know why I just said that. I feel stupid for saying that.
Hey, it's not a big deal. I'll just isolate it, audio cut it, and have it as a sound drop. Don't worry about it. But
I want to be a turtle.
I'm a turtle. I just heard recently that Splinter. Yeah, Splinter. He's the Splinter.
Master Splinter.
Splinter. Thank you, Master Splinter. Gave the turtles their weapons specifically to counterbalance who they were. So, for example, Michelangelo, crazy cowabunga dude, got nunchucks, which you have to master and have a lot of control. Mm-hmm. Donatello, staff. Yes, Donatello was the staff. Loved technology, techie things. He was the tech turtle. They gave him a staff. This is it. See what you can do with this. It does nothing. Leonardo, the ethical one, they gave him the most lethal weapons, the 2 katana swords.
Because he would think about it. Yeah.
He would have to think about it. And I can't remember what Raphael's was. I know he had the size is what they're called. But I can't remember. He was, I don't remember what the relationship was. But they both counterbalanced them as...
I didn't know that was why.
I did not either until 2 days ago.
Did you learn this at school?
No, I learned it on TikTok, and so it's obviously true. It's obviously
That's where you learn everything these days is on TikTok.
That's right. Damn straight. You can learn your wrestling news, your Ninja Turtle news, how to teach your softball players to pitch. You learn everything on TikTok. Shout out to TikTok. Not an ad, but it could be. Let's go. We'll get back to wrestling. Although there's a lot of other non-wrestling stuff I want to talk about. How did it feel to kick Thunder Rosa in the face?
Oh, it feels great every time. We're good friends, but we beat the shit out of each other.
Nice.
So yeah,
There you go.
like, we love. He's one of my top 5 favorites. Like, I have certain friends that I wrestle, and like we just go hard. It's like
Right.
we'll apologize in the back.
Right.
Maybe do a shot. I don't know. Aminata is another one. I'm wrestling her on next week. Yeah, I don't know. It felt great. I love kicking my friends in the head.
She got the same sort of background as you, the MMA, you know, Japan, stiff, strong style, however you want to say it. Kick her in the face, apologize, do some shots and tacos after the case.
Always tacos with that girl.
Yeah. Taco vlog. Shout out to Thunder Rosa's taco vlog. Now my mind is going everywhere because I just said Japan. I know you wrestled over there.
Yeah.
And you talked about gear like 10 minutes ago, and I have to ask a question on that. I'll start with Japan. You went over there, you wrestled. It's becoming almost a cliche question to ask, but whatever. What's the biggest difference between wrestling over there and wrestling here?
I mean, other than the language barrier, definitely that's hard because you go over there and there aren't a lot of English speakers.
Mm-hmm.
Some people speak a little bit of English, but for the most part, if they speak another language, it's Spanish because a lot of them go to Mexico and wrestle and train. So that was something I didn't know before going. And then just like the respect level, it's really cool. Like no matter what you're doing, you put everything down and you greet everyone as they come in the door. Everything you stop, especially if they're senpai. So if they're higher than you, if they've been wrestling longer than you, you stop and you do everything. It's just like the whole work ethic there. I think every American should have to go over there. It's kind of like how I feel like everyone should have to wait tables at one point in their life.
Oh.
Every wrestler should wrestle in Japan because it just gives you a whole new respect for it. I mean, I wrestled. I feel like that's when I really came into my own. It's just because you wrestle every single day, like 9 a.m. wake up, eat. Actually, I think 9 a.m. wake up, eat. 10 a.m. we meet at the dojo. We go on a mile run. We come back. We do conditioning. That ends around noon. We eat at noon. We go back to the ring at 2. 2 to 5 is in-ring training every single day. The only day you have off is when you're wrestling, like when you have a show. And then the day after your show, you have a rest day sometimes. I usually took the rest day so I could go see someone in Japan. But I trained so much. Towards the end of my trip, though, like my body was starting to like not feel great. So I would do one training but not the other. So like I would do one or the other training that day just because I was really starting to get like burnt out. My body was achy. So I honestly like kudos to all Japanese women's wrestlers because they beat everything out of themselves. They really do. They work so hard.
Are you planning to go back anytime soon?
I would love to. I was speaking to Chigusa Nagaya-san like a week or so ago. They're planning on coming here.
Nice.
So hopefully I'll get to see them while they're here. I would like to go back, but I had a dog during the pandemic and I could not be there for 3 months without my dog.
Speaking of your dog,
he was just in here. Every time I do a podcast, he walks in. I'm like, what are you doing? He never comes in this room unless we're doing a podcast.
We do graphics for the show and I find a picture. I'll either go to Twitter or the famous Google or Instagram, and I'll find something and I'll download it and then I'll make it transparent. I'll use it. And the one I used for you specifically for tonight's show is you holding a dog. I'm assuming it's your dog. It's a small little black dog.
Oh, that's my baby. Yeah.
I used that picture for tonight's show because you obviously love your dog and we love animals.
He travels. He's a wrestling dog. He goes to almost every show. So if you're like fans get to meet him, everyone loves him. I think he might be becoming more popular than me.
What's his name?
Star-Lord.
We're
in a Marvel kick when we got him.
Great name, by the way. Does he have his own Instagram?
He does.
He does. Well done. I would expect nothing less.
I mean, he's so cute. Like I have to.
Right? Yeah, of course you do. Gear. I wanted to ask you a question about your gear. Do you make your own gear?
No, I wish, other than like being in the like hair industry,
Right.
that's like my creativity is like doing hair. I don't have much other creativity other than that. I would probably sew the gear to itself. I don't know. Like I've tried to sew before, it's just not my jam. I've had a couple people make my stuff, but I always am getting new stuff. I haven't been this summer because I've been mostly wrestling at WoW and they
Mm-hmm.
take care of all that for me. Um, so I slowed down, but I was getting a new set like every month.
Um, I'm really excited for WoW. And I'm gonna watch it. I gotta find it. I know. The last time I watched it, I believe I literally went online to the website. I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I'll check my local listings around here. I do enjoy
It's
it.
going to be on some streaming platforms too. I believe like right now you can watch all the old episodes on Pluto or yeah, on Pluto and
Yes.
the CW app.
Yeah.
And I
CW.
don't
That's what it was.
know if the new stuff will be on that, but I'm thinking that it will. Don't quote me on that. So we'll see within the next couple days, probably.
Um. So I have some stuff. I'm gonna leave some of that stuff on the table because I'm really dying to talk to you. You have interest, as you said, scary stuff like ghosts. You're into paranormal things, but
Yeah.
I also saw you put a question out. I mean, we've done entire episodes of putting you over on conspiracies and ghosts. I mean, you could definitely come back. We could do a whole fucking hour on that. But you tweeted out something recently on Bigfoot. I
Yeah, I've been watching this Hulu show about like monsters, and Bigfoot's one of them that I was just watching this morning.
All right. I'm gonna ask a dumb question. Is Bigfoot real?
I think so. I think it would be really silly of us to think that there aren't things that we have like seen.
Right.
Like there's areas of the woods I'm sure we can't get to because they're too heavily like wooded. Or this is a theory that my boyfriend has is that they're skinwalkers.
Okay. Now I've heard that. I've heard that theory.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, that makes sense because we were also watching something about that, and I'm like, it could be. Yeah,
There's also areas of the ocean that we haven't even touched.
100%. There's so much stuff down there. We don't like. Someone was saying they think mermaids are real, and I'm like, you know what? They could be.
They could be real.
They could be. I definitely think the Loch Ness monster. There has to be something like that. There's definitely dinosaurs left over from whenever the dinosaurs were here too. Like maybe it froze, and now like global warming, ice caps are melting, dinosaurs are coming back. I don't know.
I'm a big dinosaur fan. I actually just started rewatching Jurassic Park, all those movies with my kids.
I've been wanting to do that. Do your kids love it?
We totally loved the first one because it's great. I have 3 daughters.
Right.
I have 3 daughters. Oh fuck me. The oldest one is 12.
I was just thinking that.
I have 3 daughters, 12, 10. As I said, she turns 10 tomorrow. Is my oldest daughter 12 or 13? Shit, she's 13. I think she's 13. Let's just say she's 13. 13, 10, and 5. Okay, so that's what I'm dealing with in my life. So we did start watching. Yeah, exactly. We did start watching Jurassic Park. We watched Jurassic Park 2 most recently. I forgot how shitty that movie was. Really bad. Jurassic Park 2 is really bad. Where was I going?
I have to rewatch them. I don't remember how bad it was, but I remember as a kid loving it. But you could put dinosaurs in anything, and I'd love it.
I loved Jurassic Park. I love dinosaurs as well. And I recalled, like, I think I was blending 2 and 3 together. Mm-hmm. But like the Lost World, there was this whole like middle segment of the movie. I won't spoil it for everyone. The movie came out in '97, but it was bad. It's just downright bad. So yeah, I don't know where I was going. Oh yeah, dinosaurs. One of the theories they had in the Jurassic Park universe was that dinosaurs evolved into birds. That was the theory.
Yeah, I've seen that, and I believe that, or I definitely do believe that because birds, like, I mean, especially, have you seen like how an emu moves?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, they're creepy.
I just saw an emu recently at a zoo. That's exactly what it did. And it followed me around like a fucking velociraptor.
It doesn't it? So I definitely think that's a thing. But I really think like the Loch Ness monster was probably like some kind of like dinosaur.
For sure.
Yeah. It's there.
Are you into conspiracies?
I try to stick away from those.
Good.
Because I would be high anxiety all the time if I looked into that stuff.
Start thinking about simulation theory and what's real.
Yeah, whenever I start thinking about stuff like that, like I just don't want to.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. Well, I'll tell you what, Chantilly. I like the name Chantilly, by the way.
It's a good name.
It is a good name. We're nearing the end of the show. I'm going to leave a lot on the table because I want you to come back. I want you to talk about WoW. I want you to talk about everything you got coming up, Ladies Night, Combat Fight, the special thing you got going on Saturday night. I like to leave things on the table and leave the door open. That's how we work. Whatever. We're nearing the end of the show. But what I do at the end of every show is I give the mic to you, and you can put over anything you want. You can say anything you want. You can bury anything you want. You can plug anything you want. The floor is yours. I will not interrupt.
I don't even know what to plug right now. I guess my social medias, I have 2 accounts on everything. 2 Instagrams, 2 Twitters.
Interesting.
Because now Chantilly has her own accounts, so you can follow the WoW Chantilly accounts, and I think that's just it. It's WoW Chantilly on both. There might be an underscore between it. You'll find it. She has purple hair, and it says real account. But on Instagram, it's Raystar5, and then on Twitter, it's Ray_Lyn. I will be getting into the TikTok game soon. I'm not there yet.
You'll get there.
Yeah. On all those, you can click on my link tree, and it has links to my merch.
Spectacular. Yeah, we got all those links up. We got your Twitter link up, Ray_Lyn, and your link tree has also been going out in a command. And then when we push this out to YouTube, we'll put it down below and all that fun gimmick and jazz. Ray Lyn, you've been a pleasure to have on. Next time.
Thank you. This is fun.
Yeah,
you did great research. I enjoyed this.
Thank you. I like to take pride in I like to do the research, first of all, because I learn shit. Whether or not I bring it up on the show, that's my ADHD. It depends on how it's working. And plus, we're live, and we like to not be so, like, when did you train and all that stuff.
Yeah, because you can easily Google that, right?
Right. And I don't really care, to be honest.
No, neither do I. I don't like whenever I do podcasts and like the questions are so bad or they don't do any research and they ask me like the most, like something I've been asked a million times before. So it was fun.
Right. For sure. Well, you're welcome back anytime to talk about whatever you want. I don't care. Ninja Turtle. Hey, we didn't even touch on the fucking Power Rangers tonight.
We didn't, and I love those too. So
yeah, we had.
That's why I did martial arts. That's why I did it. Because I love Power Rangers and I love Ninja Turtles and I want to be one of either one.
There you go. Who would win in a fight, the Ninja Turtles or the Power Rangers?
That's hard. But I think the Power Rangers would because they could morph.
They could. They were mighty.
Yeah.
They were mighty. Well, I won't keep you any longer. I appreciate your time tonight. We'll talk to you soon. Have yourself a glorious night.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Yep. Peace.
Bye.
Bye. Spectacular. Spectacular.